Well, welcome everyone. We're so happy you're with us today, and we are delighted that our program is reaching to people now that are responding. We've known we've always reached people, but we're getting response like we've never gotten before from a program that deals with current events, biblically based. My goal is to see Christians wake up and recognize that we are no longer relevant. And today we're going to be talking about that. Liberalism is a religion. And believe me, it has taken over our nation in the highest places, in college classrooms, in now all the way down to kindergarten, and the church just seems to be AWOL. Talked to a couple of pastors this week. God has given me a plan to change that, and you don't want to miss our program. Seniors, have a message for you. Call your friends and tell them Faye is on. You need to hear what she has to say. And I am Faye Harding, and this is Well, the first part of our program is to seniors. We have a campaign that we're working on right now. The book that I have written to inform you and show you how hijacked seniors are due to politicians who are literally taking care of themselves and not the people that elected them to represent us. Today, we've been watching that the Congress, again, has gone way beyond anything we could ever dream to show the people in this country we do not matter. They just passed a $1.3 trillion omnibus bill that they would spend this much money between now and September, and the way that they spend it is enough that should have everybody in this country, literally from all walks of life, absolutely furious. Seniors, we have seniors that make less than $500 a month Social Security that get no subsistence from the federal government. We have a Congress, we're out of our books. We're ordering them. We have got so many orders. The Congressional Directory. This directory gives you the photographs. It tells you who's governing this nation. It gives you their contact information. And in the back of it, it tells you what committees that they serve on, which Christians have got to begin to understand. They must understand how their government works. I'm as Pentecostal as they come. I'm born again, filled with the Holy Spirit. I believe in the gifts of the Spirit. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in holiness and righteousness. And I believe there's an eternity that is awaiting every single person that's been created by a living God. Yet, God took me further than just the faith in Him. A lot of people talk about their faith. This is my Bible, one of them. And it is so tattered because I have read and looked up, researched. But there's three things that my audience needs, and you need to understand it. And you need to begin to just check it out to see if it's right. We've had 100 Bibles donated to us this week that we're going to begin to distribute to our youth. And our viewers and our partners are stepping up to the plate. But I want my viewers to know, showing up for religious service once a week is not getting the job done. Being entertained by prophets that just tell you everything's good and just look for this and look for that. And I've seen ministers of large churches that wrote books that would go on secular programs, mostly Fox programs, to promote their book and be asked about the condition of the church now. And they would repeatedly say, God is bigger than he's ever been. And we are doing wonderful, and the church is alive, and it is well. And I thought, if that's the case, why is America being ruled by people who sold their soul to a religion, i.e. the Gaia faith, but they've renamed it liberalism? The budget that our Congress just passed in the House and the Senate, and the President signed $1.8 trillion. It is amazing how much money laundering they have done in this bill. That's 2,200 pages. If I had the strength to carry the paper in, it's this high. And nobody knows who wrote it. And the members of the Congress didn't have but 24 or 48 hours to vote on it, and they confess they did not have time to read it. My question is, who wrote it? And where exactly did it go? Well, Rush Limbaugh had on his program today some of the distribution options of this budget. They didn't fund the wall. I actually have some of the itemizations of what they did with the budget. And we're going to talk about that in the next section, in the next session. But right now, you need to understand how the people that we elected, you've got to remember that. We elected these people to govern this nation. They are trampling on the Constitution. And this is another little book that you need to have. And today, for those of you that will go on my website, or if you'll call our 800 number, make a $100 donation and request it, we'll send you the 2017 Congressional Directory so you can lay hands on these people. You can pray over Nancy Pelosi. Our picture's in here. You can break the deception of liberalism and the lies of the liberals and rebuke the devourer, because that is exactly what we are dealing with. It is a spiritual problem. You need to know, and I'm saying to Christians, I'm a Christian broadcaster. And you need to understand that knowledge is power, and whatever we bind on earth is bound in heaven. If you request the Congressional Directory and ask for a U.S. Constitution, we will make that a bonus. If you'll go to our 800 number, the number is on your screen, and donate $100 and request these two items with the operator. She sends a note to us. And what we will do is we will get them out to you we usually send them within 3 to 4 or 5 days from the time. If you do not get it, there's a number on your screen for our office in Amarillo, Texas. Call Janie. She will process it fast as she can, because everybody that gives $100 don't want the directory. We've given out hundreds and hundreds of them, so you must request it. But you need to know who's governing this nation. What they've done in $1.3 trillion, the Republicans, the majority of the Republicans, they are using it as money laundering schemes to fund liberalism. You will be shocked at where they have spent this money, who they've given it to. In the same token, they're reducing the Social Security. They're trying to eliminate it. And I'm asking you now, my book should be ready in a couple of weeks from the time this program airs. And you need to know exactly what's happening through this Congress to hijack people who are on Social Security, people who get less than $1,000 a month. I want to hear from you. The letters are coming in. I need your name and address and how much that you get. It will be confidential information. I'm using them just to accumulate. That will give our voice power. If you want to pre-order our book, then you can do that. A donation of any amount, $20 and more. You can request the information that's brought our people to this impoverished state while they have funded illegals in this country. The gang members are funded. The mobs are funded. The Muslims who come in, refugees, unbelievable amounts of money funded. And now we're finding out that liberalism groups are receiving millions of tax dollars to fund their charities. We can't have it anymore, but I need for you to say, Faye, I am standing with you. I need for every senior, listen to me. We are getting $5 checks. And you have to write me. Don't email me. You don't have to write me. You can go on our 800 line and make a donation of any amount, because what you give, you receive. You say, Faye, I don't get but $450 a month. Well, you need to give $4.50 to God, because according to His Word, we are commanded to give in order to receive. I've got people giving thousands of dollars because they're believing for their oil wells to begin begin to yield oil again, and they're happening. I'm here to build your faith, but Christians, you have to know how your government works and what they're doing, and that's what our program is about. So don't go away. I'm going to share with you how your Congress just spent another $1.8 trillion to do nothing but fund themselves. It's outrageous. They're bullying. Hi, I'm Faye. Just come to you for a second because we are finishing up our book that Social Security is not an entitlement. Seniors, I'm hearing from you nationwide. I need for everyone that watches this program that does not receive $1,000 a month in Social Security, but you have to live on it, to please write me a note, mail it to the address on your screen, let me know how much you get, and if you have to work another job. Also, we have lawless people that are making our laws. We must confront them. They're conning citizens, senior citizens, like they never have before. Go to our 800 number and make a donation now and say, Faye, I stand with you and I want your book. Do it now. Well, welcome back. And I wanted to let you know, because our viewers are so faithful with us, I need for you to understand the perspective of how our ministry works, because we're unique, number one, and we are a prayer ministry. I've spent years organizing intercessors to pray for this country to come back to God. Well, in order to get it to come back to God, I had to find out how it left God, because it started with God. So every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I personally host a briefing and prayer call that's Eastern Time on a free conferencing call. And the number is 712-432-0900. And if you will call the other number or email us, will give you the access code that you can join us. It's the most powerful intercessors nationwide that prays for America. We've become almost a church. We average between 25, 35, 45, close to 50 people a week, and most of them are the same people. We are having new people come on with us now, but there is power in numbers. We are not a large ministry. I'd rather have a fruitful ministry than have the masses that you don't ever see the fruit. And what God showed me last year is we must begin to believe for a harvest of souls. And as I share the vision and the purpose of our ministry with seasoned and mature intercessors on our conferencing call, I have people who pray with us that are actually catching the vision. So last Saturday, a week before last, one of our partners asked me if I had in writing the vision to bridge the gulf between the Christians, the churches, the pastors, and the youth. Now, our vision has been to start a Bible study, a weekly Bible study in the chapels of universities, and have Bibles that we will give to those who come to our Bible studies, our Bible classes, basically. One class, 2 hours a week. And right now we're hoping that the Berkeley University in Berkeley, California, will be one of our first Bible classes. That is one of the darkest places, and we needed to light the candle where they are so dark. So when you support this ministry financially, that's what you're supporting. A vision that will see God's people, number one, understand that 2/3 of the youth in this country don't believe in God. And that is the church's fault, because God told us to be his witnesses. Well, in the Face Facts, which is our weekly prayer bulletin that guides our intercessors, many of you are asking for this, and we need for you to do it again. You can make a donation of any amount on our 800 number, and you'll automatically be placed on our mailing list to receive our weekly prayer bulletin that I personally write, and the research takes days, and each time the prayer points and current events are biblically based, because we are fighting another religion. That religion is liberalism. But liberalism from the members of Congress are being subsidized, just like the illegals, just like the cheap labor, just like the Middle East Muslims that are brought here as refugees. They are being subsidized. But we've got seniors that literally have thousands that make $500 to $1,000 a month, and they have nowhere else to go. It's a disgrace. We have been hijacked. So when God showed me we had to plant our seeds to see change, because change has to go through the political process. Well, our nation was founded on God. It was dedicated to God in Jacksonville, Florida, by the Huguenots, and I've been to the very place, and in St. Augustine, where the first martyrs of born-again Christians took place. So you need to get educated. So those of you who do not get our Face Facts, March the 20th is one you do not want to miss. The scriptures that God gave me was to write the vision and make it plain. And the vision really came when the Parkland, Florida school was the place of 17 deaths of teens because a demon-possessed, that's what he was, a demon-possessed teen went into that school undeterred and shot 17 youth. Well, the school is in a very nice middle-class neighborhood in Broward County. I know almost exactly where it is. But what's happened since that took place, the liberals have gotten involved. The services and the all of the media coverage, local, national, and international, gave guns the credit for the murders of those 17 teens. The lawmakers, well, we need more doctors. We need psychiatric help. We need more tax dollars. We need gun control. And I mean for hours on end, the politicians, under the rule of liberalism, made excuses as to why 17 of our kids were murdered without warning. I kept looking for the pastor, the Christian leader, the candlelight service called by the churches, anything that would have to do with God and explaining the evil. It didn't happen. And that is what caused me to write this vision. And my goal is to bridge the gulf between our youth and their Creator. And I need your help to do that. The Lord gave me the scripture, Habakkuk 2. And the Lord answered to me and said, write the vision, make it plain on the tables, that he may run that reads it. Bridging the gulf in a divided nation will take Christians with a vision and works so that we produce fruit. Over the years, dreams and visions have led this ministry in the great moves of the supernatural. And God told me to call pastors to attention to bridge the gap. And he gave me the plan to do it. It is happening. You need to stay tuned. Don't miss next week's program, because we just can't look at evil prevailing. We can't look at people we've elected to Congress that tells us one day what they're going to do. And then when they get to Washington, they do the opposite. We have to look in the mirror. Christians, if we do not wake up before November, then what happens in this country and the souls that are damned, it's going to be the blood on our hands. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Hi, everybody. I'm Faye Harden, and I want to wish you a wonderful 2018. God has revealed to me that there's a war on seniors, that the people we elected to office now have a bill that they are going to reduce Social Security to seniors. What are they doing? They are funding the illegal DACAs that they are bringing into this country based on what they're taking from seniors. They rated Social Security. My information gives you that information. I need for you to go to my website right now, insightUSA.us, make a donation, or call the 800 number that's on your screen and say, Faye, I'm a senior and I make less than $1,000 a month and I get no assistance from the government. Call today. Make a donation. Help me. Well, our program goes so fast, and we just want to let you know that we are now on GEB, DirecTV channel 363 on Tuesday mornings at 5:30 a.m. Central Time. Eastern Time. We are thrilled now that we're on twice a week nationwide, and we are getting response from people all over America because of the viewership of GEB. So set your recorder if you don't get up that early, or if you're in a Central Time Zone or Mountain Time Zone or Pacific, and don't miss our program Mondays at 1:30. We are also on Channel 363, the GEB, DirecTV. Don't miss it. I need for every one of my viewers to today make that credit card call. $100, babe. We're going to help you. Know what you're giving to and what it's doing. You need your congressional directory. You need to know who's governing this nation. And you need to know how much they are funding millions of dollars to promote liberalism. It's a religion, and we must stop it. The Congress, the funding abortion, funding the sanctuary cities, funding liberal causes by the millions of dollars, and they're getting away with it because they've learned to tell us a story when they're running for office. Then when they get to Washington, they do what is in their best interest, not ours. November is coming quick. We must bridge the gulf between our youth. So I'm asking you today, if you do not have your own Bible, we will be glad if you just pay the postage. And if you don't have the postage, you call our office, and tell them that you saw me on TV, and we will get you a Bible. We need support, financial support. We need it now more than ever. So will you help us? Number one, get the Bibles, the constitutions, and educate Christians that by November, we are going to shock the world. Right now, the Republican and the Christians seem to be out to lunch. Don't forget that without you, we will not be able to save America. Donald Trump can't do it. So I'm asking you right now, say, Faye, write me a note if you make $1,000 or less. The address is on the screen. Put in a small donation if that's what you can do, but you've got to give. Help me build the army that'll go back. This Congress has given itself its own pension program, supersedes anything, and the federal workers. We must change the way things are working. One man can't do it. We sent a man to Washington that is working in America's best interest, but we've got a Congress that's fighting everything he's doing that's being led by Hillary Clinton. We must get God back in our lives.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's fax, call or email Faye 407-265-0700 or faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.